When I think of the most important people in my life, the first ones that come to mind are my parents. These are not just words. It's the feeling of home in my chest, the touch of a familiar hand, the smell of fresh bread on Sundays, and a voice that can comfort better than any advice. Today, I want to talk about why parents remain the closest to us and why this doesn't diminish our love for others but rather helps it to be sincere and calm. I remember how my mom would put the kettle on in the mornings and toss one or two cardamom pods into her cup. That was her little ritual, warm, almost sacred, while still in my pajamas. I listened to the creaking of the stool in the kitchen and knew everything was all right in the world. My father loved to gently adjust my jacket collar, even when I had already grown up. He would say, "Look people in the eyes, that's half the truth." These simple phrases are not mantras, they are the bricks of the home built within me. When a storm hits in life, I automatically return to these bricks. They hold me up. There was a time when I lost my job. The nights were long. I replayed lists of mistakes and unrealized plans in my head. Then my mom simply brought me soup to my room and sat next to me. She didn't say anything. She placed the bowl down, took my hand, and said, "We are with you, son. As long as I breathe, there will be home, not advice or a plan of action, but presence." During that same period, my father called me at 5 in the morning. Knowing I was awake and helplessly staring at the ceiling, he said, "Get up. Today is a new day. Let's make a plan, step by step." He didn't interrogate me. He gave me faith. The kind that cannot be earned in a day. In my youth, I often argued with my parents. I wanted to fly further, faster, to experiment endlessly. They listened and sometimes held me back. Not because they didn't believe in me, but because they knew the cost of falling and could soften the blow. My father told me stories about his own mistakes, about long nights of work, and about the people who pulled him from the abyss. I didn't hear lessons in this, I heard a map. My mother would ask in surprise, "Are you really sure?" And her voice carried not doubt in me, but fear for me. These emotions are familiar, and they run deeper than many words. There are things that spouses give differently. A wife is a partner, a comrade, someone with whom you share a home and plans, often understanding the nuances of daily life and desires better. Her love is built differently, from shared routines, from long evenings spent deciding what flowers to plant on the balcony. But the roots that parents provide go deeper. Parents are the first boundaries, the first rules, the first unwavering belief in you. They form your foundation, your emotional bedrock. And that's why sometimes a mother feels closer than anyone else, not because others are worse, but because she stands at the origins. I am not trying to equate the love for my wife with the love for my mother. They are different kinds of warmth. I love and respect my wife for her patience, for her laughter, for the support she gives me every day. But there are moments when I hear my mother's voice and understand, this voice is a part of me. It resonates with my fears differently. It heals those wounds that even I could not acknowledge. This is not a competition. It's the order of things, like the order of the seasons. First spring, then summer. Both seasons are beautiful, but each comes in its own way. In childhood, when I fell, my mother taught me to get up, and my father taught me to keep going. These lessons stayed with me forever. They taught me responsibility, respect for work, and for people. They showed me that mistakes are not the end, but a point of growth. When I now face a difficult choice, I mentally return to their voices, and most often, the decision comes softly and firmly at the same time, as my father would say. Combining practicality with my mother's warmth, I want to say something simple. Appreciate your parents now. Don't postpone your recognition and gratitude. Tell them that you hear them, that you remember their smells and phrases, that you cherish their little traditions. Thank them for the soup on a cold night, for the lessons, for believing when it was scary. These words for them are like light that warms and can be read by you throughout your life. I conclude with words of gratitude and respect. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for the home, for the voice, and for the hand that lifted me when I couldn't. I love you and am proud of you. And to my wife, thank you for walking alongside me. For your love and patience, my life is rich because it has both roots and wings. Thank you to everyone who has been and is a part of this journey.